Hello, my little lovebirds. TonyaTko here, and we have so much to catch up on. This is my first video back from the Dominican Republic, and I'm sure you guys love my tan. I don't even feel I look American. But before we get into the big meat and potatoes of everything that I'd like to talk about, speaking of meat and potatoes, I'm going to be doing a raw food fast. So you make sure you subscribe to my videos and stay in touch. I wanted to do this very short public service announcement talking to women because I thought about this today and I wanted to send the message out. So please feel free to forward this message on to as many women as you know possible. Oh, ladies. Ladies, listen. Please, please, when you go to a man's house, if you go to a man's house, please remember to leave the toilet seat back up when you finish with it. Remember to put back up the toilet seat. You know, it's just common courtesy. I was thinking about this today, right? Just in exchange from, you know, I'm in the TKO Skin Loft right now, and I have people who do come by and visit and they use the bathroom. And I noticed always when the men finish using the bathroom, the toilet seat is always left up. And I realized, well, not always, and I'll tell you the caveat. The men who live with women and who have families, they put the toilet seat down. But men who are single and live alone, most of the times they leave the toilet seat up, just out of force of habit. So I wanted to just advise the ladies, on the flip side, when you go to a man's house and this man lives alone, etc., or he has other male roommates, by all means, it's just common courtesy to put back up the toilet seat. And I'm going to tell you why. Listen. I don't get offended by it because I do not live, I don't live with a man. So I don't have to constantly be on the, oh, put the seat back down or reprimanding people. Most of the times when I go in there, I see the toilet seat up, I just put it back down. But then it just dawned on me, recently. Men don't do this to be offensive. They do it because it's easier. Oh, ladies. First of all, speaking of ladies, let me talk to some of you girls. Listen, first of all, you shouldn't be sitting down on that seat to begin with. First of all, you should be squatting. Let's pretend this is the toilet seat. Here we go. I got too much stuff on my desk. Oh, let me move these out of the way. Okay, so let's pretend this is the toilet seat, right? You should crack wide open, pull up, and squat over. There's no touching. Look. No touching. No touching. Believe me, this is for your own benefit, ladies. Trust me. If this is a guy who lives alone or he has other male roommates, you don't want to touch that seat. You know what? Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you guys this quick story. And this is, you know, I don't want to say this story out loud because this happened to me in real life. This is just happened just recently. I was out with a young lady, well, with two young ladies, and they were drinking. So I elected myself the designated non-drinking person, right? So everybody else was drinking. And after the night was done, we all had decided to leave. And one of the girls, you know, the girls, of course, they've been drinking for hours, so they got a bit tipsy. One of the girls decided to go to the bathroom. And she came back out and she was like, oh my God. I hope she doesn't watch this video. But then again, hope maybe she should so she can get a few pointers. She came out, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. She said her ASS. She was like, my butt is all wet. She was like, I went to the bathroom and I didn't realize that someone had puked all over the seat. And I sat down and and then I realized it was wet. And so they had puked and there was urine on there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, first of all, First of all, I was grossed out when she told me this story. I was completely and totally grossed out. And I was like, why are you sitting down on the seat? And she was like, yeah, I always, if I look at the seat and the seat is not dirty, I just sit down on it or whatever. And the other girl was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I the only person that does not sit down on the seat? Hold on, you know what, hold on. I wasn't planning on this video being so long, but I'm gonna have to do a demonstration. I realize I'm gonna have to do a demonstration for you all. Hold on, here we go. Look at the seats. Here we go, hold on. Okay. This is a roll of toilet tissue. Now we're just going to pretend that this is the toilet seat. This, listen, in case your mama never told you this, big sister TonyaTko is going to tell you what to do when you're using a public bathroom. Here you go, listen. All right. You take your tissue and you roll it off. I like to double it up at times. And you place it, around the seats like this. This is for the bathrooms that don't have the automatic ones that pull down. You place the tissue around the seat. You make sure that you catch every corner, and then you leave the little space in the inside. And then if you look at the tissue and the tissue is not wet and there's no breezes blowing the tissue off before you can sit down, then it is safe for you to place your bottom on the seats. And then you just simply, you lift up. Oh, see, it's moved. You always have to make sure you keep your eye on the tissue before you place your bottom on the seat. So you make sure your tissue stays in place, then you lift up, and then you sit down, you do your business, then you take it off, and I've already demonstrated to you guys how to wipe, etc. So the wiping goes the same in public bathrooms as well, right? But even more so, if you don't have tissue in the luxury and you don't have to do number 2, if you're going to do something very quick, you squat over the toilet as I demonstrated before. You do not, under any circumstances, put your naked fanny on that seat. It's just not sanitary. You don't know what people have been doing before in the bathroom before you got there. Hence the whole I sat down on someone's puke and pee scenario. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, I hope that this video has helped somebody. And I wanted to this whole video was supposed to be about leaving up the toilet seat, so let me just explain also to some of you ladies. All right. It's much easier for men to leave the seat up because, okay, let me just explain to you. The penis is a muscle. All right. Just imagine, right? Just imagine that you had to pee through a shafted muscle, which is not erect like this, which is, it's flopped over. I wish I had a sock. There's no socks around here. None inside my shoes. Well, just imagine that this is flopped over. And you have to aim it to pee. Or even worse, if you wake up with that morning wood and you're fully erect, which means your muscles are constricted, and you have to push the pee out that tiny hole, and then you have to aim. And then you have to aim at the seat. And trust me, the flow is not always even. Sometimes it spurts out, and it can be a big mess. So it's for your benefit, too, that he pulls up the seat. Men, can you vouch for me? Listen, I don't have a penis, but I have seen people pee before, and sometimes it's shooting right out, sometimes it's dripping down, sometimes it's like spurt. Okay, this is becoming too much. This is becoming too much. It's becoming too much. Just take my word for it. And then on the flip side, I would be amiss if I didn't mention to the men, please, by all means, always put down the toilet seat. And I'll explain to you why. Because, you know, women are not expecting for the toilet seat to be up. And so when we go to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, right? Not only, I mean, you can become used to it because I have lived with men before. And what ends up happening is, in order to check to see if there's a toilet seat, you have to put your hand on there in the dark. And as I mentioned with the spurts, sometimes the bowl itself is just not clean. You know, we're talking about number one, but imagine the speckles and splatters of number two. So she has to feel around, touch this naked bowl, this cold bowl, to see if it's there. And if not, sometimes she could walk in there drowsy and fall completely into the seat. So not only has her vagina now touched this toilet bowl water, but there could be speckles and splatters of other people's urine and feces in there too. Oh no, it's so much easier to just pull down both of them. Both people. Once you finish, just pull down both of them. The bathroom looks better kept. It's more sanitary. Before you flush the toilet, that thing should be down anyway, because you could flush the toilet and you're in there talking, ha 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 ha, laughing. Meanwhile, you're flushing and all the spray from the toilet is splashing up into your face, mouth, and eyes. That's just not sanitary. Put them both too much. This is too much. Put them both back down when you're done, ladies and men. But just to keep things casual and convenient, ladies, if you're at a man's house and he doesn't have a problem with those sprays splattering inside his face, mouth, and eyes, you know, turn away. Turn away and flush the toilet. Turn away and flush the toilet. But make sure you close your mouth. Close your mouth. Okay. Close your mouth and eyes. Turn away and flush the toilet. And you keep going about your business. You know what? Scratch that. Scratch this whole video. Scratch it, except for the toilet paper part. Please, everybody. Please put down the seat. Keep it simple. Make it easy. Put them both down. I rescind my earlier statements. It's just too nasty. And please, by all means, if you use a public bathroom, don't, under any circumstances, sit on a wet seat. And if you don't know whether it's wet or not, squat. If you have to do number 2 at a nightclub, you've been there too long. You've been there too long. Take a taxi cab home. Get out of there, because it's not only is it not sanitary for you, but it's unpleasant for the other people too. You have to go to the nightclub. People are going in there trying to fix up their makeup and their bra, and you in there dropping deuces. No, okay, this video is too much. I'm getting out of here. But listen. Subscribe to my videos. We have a lot of serious talking to do. I'm getting ready to do a raw food cleanse. I want to talk with some of you guys about it. Subscribe to my videos over here, and make sure you go over to my other page, TonyaTko Fitness. I'll put the links below, because I'm going to be doing a daily vlog, and I'm going to tell you what inspired me to do this raw food cleanse. It happened in the Dominican Republic, for those of you who saw my video, but it has a lot to do with my relationship with food and what happened to me out there with getting robbed, etc. So anyway, listen, subscribe to my videos here. Make sure you come over to my website, which is, what's my website name? TonyaTko.com. Also, if you want to have skin like mine, come over to tkoskin.com, because all of you guys know that I do not wear makeup in my videos. Listen, well, I do have on some concealer because I haven't been sleeping. I have on some blush too, but other than that, no makeup, and I'll help you get flawless skin. So listen, come over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/TonyaTko show, and stay in touch with me, and make sure you pass around this video to those who need to know. And then, you know what, talk to me. Ladies, do you think, ladies, gentlemen, can we all agree to just put down the seat and the cover? Or should the ladies leave it up in the men's house, and conversely the men put it down in women's house? Talk to me. But I do believe that for families, everybody should put it down. But talk to me about the single situation when you go over to visit someone. TonyaTko, stay in touch with me on and off of Facebook, and I'm out. Peace.